You must have been really pleased with that win. I feel like the Vixens were really organised and the attack end was absolutely seamless.
I was really pleased. I thought we had a really good start, so there was really good intent and purpose when we hit the court. And we had to actually work really hard, though, the whole way through the game. I know that it was, 20 at the end, but it didn't feel like that. It was hard work, everybody step of the way. So I was really pleased with their work rate and their composure across the game.
Sort of going into the half, obviously they started hitting those 2 shots just before the half. Was that sort of, how do you sort of feel about the 2-point shot? Was that sort of like a concern considering you guys had edged out the lead?
It's well, they started hitting them in the first quarter. I think they had about 4 in the first quarter and then 4 in the second quarter. It's and it's hard work because you've had 2 capable shooters in there, 2 shooters in their circle that were capable of shooting 2-pointers. So it's hard work for the defenders. Took us a little while to figure it out, but I think the important thing was that we didn't get caught up in that or get panicked because they were scoring 2-pointers, and that we just still were sticking to our game and what we needed to do overall. So in the end, just persevering, it sort of turned our way a bit.
So is that sort of the game plan when you come up against teams that start hitting those 2s? Is just chip away at the 1s and not worry?
No. We certainly, I don't think we did so much today, but certainly we're quite capable of shooting 2s, and we don't have any hard and fast rule about when to, when not to. It's about the shooters and how they feel and what they're seeing in the game. But I think just generally not panicking as a team because the opposition is getting 2 points and closing the gap. I think we had quite a lead and then all of a sudden it's 1 point. So it's just that mindset of not getting panicked by it.
You sort of that defensive end with Mannix, Weston and Eddie, it's obviously developing really well this season. You must be really pleased with being able to sort of mix them up.
Super pleased with both Joe and Kate Eddy across that transverse, and that move has worked very well for us at different times, and Kate Eddy had just brings something different into that circle and her long arms and reach, and Joe's a bit of a pest out on that wing defence role. So, but it was great. It's a great help for Emily, and you saw Emily really came into the game in that second half.
Liz Watson had 48 feeds.
Oh, really?
But I did notice that the shooters are sort of feeding to each other a little bit more, and Maloney's letting it go a little bit more. Is that sort of...
It is. It's about having balance. I mean, Lizzy, that's one of her strengths, and what she does is that ability to hit that circle and see the shooters. But we do, have been working on that shooter to shooter, and Maloney putting it in there as well. So, we keep working on it.
You must have been really happy with that win. Obviously, you personally, 48 feeds, you must have been really happy.
Yeah, really happy with that win. I think the first half, we felt like we were still in control, even though the scoreboard didn't show that. I think Harden was shooting amazing, even Kira actually, the 2-point shot. So I think we just had to stay composed, and we spoke about that at half time, in that they're going to keep scoring, we just keep ticking our scoreboard over, and it eventually opened up for us.
They put Brantley on you at the start. Was that sort of a surprise after Amy sort of had a good season so far?
Yeah, I think they're probably trying to look for the long hands that April has, and I think it does sort of disrupt the feed a little bit when you have that taller player. So it was a bit of a surprise, but I think we worked it well, and through that mid-court, it just took a few passes to get used to it.
Waves again sort of in goal attack for a portion of the game. How do you feel you guys sort of building in that role?
Yeah, I love playing with her out at goal attack in that she's such a big body and so strong on there on the line, so I can definitely just sort of run off her and use her as a bit of a screen, and I think she can throw that second phase shoulder pass in what we need to open up the depth and space. So we are building, and I think she's probably surprising herself with how well she's doing out there at goal attack.
Defensively, you guys are sort of mixing it up with Weston coming out at wing defence. How sort of does it make your job a lot easier having that turnover ball and those gains coming back around the court?
Yeah, I think we've just got to score off them and actually reward them for all that work that they're doing. And I think the long arms of Ketty and Joe, I hate playing on them at training because they do get those tips and touches. So I think as attackers, we probably let them down sometimes because they are getting so much ball, and we just need to make sure we are scoring off it.
You had Jamie Lee Price obviously has sort of starred this year with the Giants. How did you feel that physicality sort of down the court? Yeah,
they are quite a rough team, but I think that's the way that we've got to step up, and I think it sort of feels like when a team does get rough, they do want to try and get the better of you and get under your skin. So we speak about staying controlled, not really showing any emotional faces towards that, and not sort of getting down to the level, just sort of playing with a bit more class.
Now we're 9 or something rounds in. I can't remember where we're up to, but there was a lot of controversy at the start with the 2-point shot, and we got out to a lead today, and then they come back with the 2-point shot. Is it still a bit of controversy around that because you are putting in the hard work, and then it's as easy as a 2-point shot, I guess?
Yeah, it felt like that at the start, but I think you've seen teams win games that aren't actually even scoring two-pointers. So we definitely didn't score as much as the Giants tonight, and we came away with the 20-goal win. So I'm very happy with that, and I think at the start of the season, people sort of didn't really know how it was going to go, but I think we've definitely worked out that you don't have to go for them all the time, and even if the other team is, just play your game, and it showed tonight that we won by 20 goals without scoring too many. So credit to our shooters for just staying composed and doing their thing.
Now you've actually got a long break again, some long
4 days
until we play the FIBA. Like, what are you going to get up to? How is your load and everything going with the season being so condensed?
Yeah, we're very lucky with how many days that we get off and recovery day. So tomorrow's completely off, and then the next day is a bit more recovery focused. So I think that's the most important thing, is giving the girls the time to rest, recover. 4 days does seem like a long break, but we want to be fresh towards the end of the season, and this is where the strong team's going to come through in this second half of the season.
And the Brizzy tans coming up nicely.
Yeah, mine's natural, so don't be saying that it's all fake tans. So not sure about Kate Maloney, but I try to spend not too much time in the sun, but it's natural.